Hello, everybody. Welcome to the weekly Wednesday Wisdom Call. My name is Marty Forrest. My website is Hello Extraordinary Life. Go there, check it out, get your free guide, 3 Steps to Reprogramming Your Negative Self-Talk. Just about complete. I have someone that's reformatting the whole thing into an actual ebook. So as soon as that's done, it's been tweaked a little bit, I'm going to send that out to everybody that's already on the mail list, and then post it everywhere that for people to get their free guide. It's actually very pretty. So, and it's tweaked a bit since I wrote it 2 years ago when I started this calls 100 calls later. So I'm pretty excited about that. It's like this big milestone, and I talked about my history of quitting. Like getting to the goal line and quitting. I have many things in my lifetime that I have just got right there, and I had one more thing to do or a few more hours of some home study, something to complete, and I just didn't. But now I got better things to do and stopped doing it. So it just feels like a really big deal to arrive at 100 calls later, and a little over 2 years. May was 2 years from when I started. It's pretty exciting. And today we're talking about, I'm heading off to vacation for 2 weeks, talking about taking care of ourselves. And we've been pondering that conversation about what does that look like, and what does it feel like, and how do we know when it's time to pause. Sometimes it's not a vacation. Sometimes we don't have the time or the money or whatever that is to go on vacation. There are times, though, that we know we need to stop and take a break. We need to give ourselves the time to regroup, reground, get centered, whatever that is. And over the years, it looks like, for me today, where I can take moments. I don't always have 2 weeks of time to take off and go somewhere. This is our annual spiritual retreat that we do. And other than that, my time is pretty busy. Like most of us, we're pretty busy. And we forget. We get so busy running and doing and taking care of and whatever it is that we do, that we forget to take care of ourselves, or we've never learned how to take care of ourselves. And it's part of that learning how to love ourselves enough to say, I need a break. I need time. I need to go take a bath. I need to go meditate. I need to go take a walk. If we don't have days or a day even, maybe we have 5 minutes. Maybe we have an hour. So it's learning how to honor that for ourselves. And knowing when. What are the symptoms? How do you know when it's time that you need a break? Usually we're grumpy, can get grumpy, tired, irritated. Maybe we're eating emotionally. We just feel run down. And then we pass out at night, or sometimes our brain is running so fast that we can't even sleep. We're beyond exhaustion, and now we can't sleep. I had a client recently, I hadn't seen her in quite a while, and she came in and her husband had died recently, and I just listened to her for the hour. And when I asked her a question about how are you really, she did not answer that question. She went on to talk about all the work that she's doing. And then when we got done, I was massaging her. Then when we got done, she said, I really need to do some coaching. I'm not doing very well. And I got all that already from her because she would not pause and even answer my question. Just kept talking about how busy she is and how she's doing okay and how her faith sustains her, which is all well and good. However, if we don't take care of that emotional state and that grief and that loss, then we're just running. We just run and we stay busy. And even for that, we may not have to immerse ourselves in it for hours and days, but it's really important to pause. Maybe we do some writing. Maybe we sit down and just cry. Turn on a cry movie when we need to cry. Sometimes that's the catharsis that we need, whether it's around grief or just a moment to shed some tears and get some relief of whatever's going on in our world. It's healthy. It's a healthy thing to do that, to be able to cry. So there's just many ways. Sometimes it's breathing, pausing to breathe. But what drives us to keep going? Whether it's grief or just going. It's not always grief that keeps us going. That was just one example. Sometimes we're driven. We're like driven to just keep going constantly, and we just don't stop. And I considered that as I was thinking about the call, because that was me. I was driven, and I was always busy. My calendar was full, and even when I would have a break on my calendar, I would find something to occupy my time rather than stopping for a moment or stopping for the hour that I had a break to just be. I'd look at the calendar and I'd go, oh, I have an hour, or I have 2 hours. There's 10 things I'm going to fit in that hour. Really, I could only get one done, maybe. But if it was already taken up, let's say somebody canceled an appointment. So if it's already taken up and now it's canceled, I have a free space. Why am I trying to fill it with something else? Many of us do this. Now, if it's business, sometimes it's important to fill it with something else. But maybe it's an opportunity to stop. Oh, I have a break. I have an opportunity to simply sit down, have a cup of coffee, take a deep breath, do some writing, maybe even make a plan for the rest of the day where I might have time. So we just forget ourselves so quickly and so easily. And I'm circling back to that. Why do we do that to ourselves? Often it is trying to prove our worth, or that we can do enough. If we're productive enough, then we're worthy. If we get enough things done, then we have done enough. Yet, I don't know about you, but maybe at the end of your day, you look at that and you're like, oh, I didn't get these things done, and now I have some label for that. I've failed, or I could have scheduled my time better, or we start speaking to ourselves in an unkind way because we didn't get enough done, right? One more way that we're not enough. Instead of looking at all of the things that we did, out of 25 things, I got 20 done. And those other 5 can get done tomorrow, in addition to the other 25, right? So sometimes it just happens that way. And it's sitting down sometimes for those lists, sitting down and looking at the priority. What's the priority that has to get done? And then we have someone, like someone just shared, someone that was in the hospital. That becomes the priority. That's where the time goes, and the list doesn't even matter anymore, because that's going to happen. So priorities take precedence. There was a moment in time where, I'm going to share this because I hope someone can hear that. I spent a ton of money looking for the right answer or the key that was going to fix me, in addition to always doing and always producing and always trying to measure up and prove my worth to whom? It's only me. But in my mind, it was the world. It was you. It was someone else, my parents, whatever I had been taught. I come from a family of very hard workers. My dad was, just an old workhorse. And then when he couldn't, he didn't know what to do with himself. And in the midst of all that, I realized I'm a whole, complete human being. I don't need to be fixed, and I don't have to prove myself. And that opened up when I realized that. And I share that so that you can realize that about yourself. That opened up a whole another world of possibility. Oh, well then who am I if I don't have to prove myself? How do I get to restructure my time and my priority to take care of me? Because like they say, if I'm not taking care of me, if you're not taking care of you, if you're not putting your face mask on, your oxygen on a plane first, you can't help anybody else. You're giving from a place of empty. So what can you put into place to sustain you and fulfill you, so you can give from a place of full, or at least half full. When we are so busy trying to accomplish things and prove our worth and get things done, we're empty. And inside, we're just empty. And then we keep trying to do more to prove it, and more to prove it. And it's endless. Eventually, we wear out. We get sick. We collapse. We have exhaustion, mental breakdown. All kinds of things can happen. So taking those moments to take care of ourselves. Breathing. It's something that you can take classes on mindful breathing. Breathe in 4, pause 4, I think it's 6, and exhale for 8. It alters your body and the chemistry and the panic and the stress in your body. Simple tool, but it's a way of stepping back into your center and being by taking that breath. Going for a walk, hugging a tree, leaning against the tree. Another way to just get grounded and clear your head. Get out of the space that you're in so that you have a moment of clarity or a moment to breathe and get out of that energy that's taking up your space. Meditation, another way to get quiet with yourself, to hear what your intuition is telling you. More than that, it's about taking the action behind it. Just I used to hear the answer and I didn't like the answer, so I'd go do my thing anyway and not do what the answer was. That's practice. But sometimes it's helpful. There's all kinds of meditations on YouTube. If you're not good with quiet, find a guided meditation. There's thousands of them that will guide you through someplace that maybe you're struggling with something emotionally or spiritually, and you want a guided meditation to take you through in a different way. But it's a way to get centered in yourself and to be able to hear yourself, and to be able to listen to yourself, or your higher self, or spirit, whatever you call it. So those are just right there, 3 ways that you can pause and take time for yourself so that you have the grounded and centeredness and regrouping, whatever you want to call that, to make time and yourself a priority so that you can give more. You can give more. Like when we pause, we take time for ourselves, we can give more. Sometimes we think that when we keep running, we're giving and giving and giving, but really we're just depleted. When we take the time to pause, we're able to actually give more. Take time to take a nap, take a bath. There's just several ways that you can just pause. Oh, I don't have time. I don't have time for that. Yeah, you do. Sometimes we have to make it. We have to make it happen. And we have to choose that we are the priority. Otherwise, we just keep going. And then all the other stuff happens. So many, many ways of taking care of yourself. And those are just the moments. Those are just short little moments in time to learn how to take the bigger moments. So I will end there and open up the line for you all to share your aha moment, something that you've heard or that you do. Did I lose you?
I'm trying to unmute. Yeah, there's a lot of aha moments there. I've been doing the emotional eating thing for about 3 weeks now with the stuff with my father-in-law. And
yeah,
dealing with grief and taking the time. And yeah, I get to go get my spirit fed this week, and I'm excited. So,
yes.
I know when I need to do it, when it's, like the old stuff we learned in a different area, halt, you know, hungry, angry, lonely, tired.
Mhm. Yes, thank you for that.
All of those things show up, and we need to take time to take care of ourselves, because if we can't take care of us, we can't help anybody else. So
Yeah.
and
Absolutely
like
true.
you said, sometimes a soak in the tub with some Epsom salt and some, I got a lavender candle, I'll light in there and turn the lights off and shut the world out for a little bit.
Very good.
That works. It works.
Yes, I love those moments.
Yes.
Are you still there, Lori?
Oh, I am sorry. I'm just too tired.
Okay.
But
No worries.
I understand what you guys are saying. I agree. I've been there, just trying to get over and taking care of myself after dealing with my sister's illness and stuff. And when I really need to back off, I like to cuddle with my dog sitting out on the patio.
Oh, yes, I love that.
And just look at all the wonders around me, the different colors and the different animals and stuff. And it just helps settle me down. And you're right, if we don't take care of ourselves, we don't have the energy to take care of anybody else.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you made it. I'm glad you made it today, Laura.
Well, thank you, and hopefully you continue.
Yes, I'm going to just change. I'll tell you now. I'm going to change the format. If you haven't seen it yet, I'm going to actually shift the call to be a 12 o'clock call, so maybe people can join at lunchtime, and it will be a Facebook Live.
It'll be what?
Live on Facebook, so it'll be video.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, so still Wednesdays, it'll just be at 12, and it'll be a live on Facebook. And if for some reason, I know there's some people that don't have Facebook, so it'll still be recorded and still be posted, so you can still hear it, even if you can't join.
Okay, well, you guys have a safe trip.
Thank you very much. And we'll talk in a couple of weeks.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
All right. See you tonight.
Hang on. Nope, it won't let me unrecord, so let me just hang up the phone.
All right.